Okay, hello everyone. Hello. Welcome back. How are you guys doing? So, welcome back to another One Dubs Facecam video. First time having a back-to-back Facecam video. That's a first for this channel. So on my community tab, I was talking about a new video that I'm working on that's gonna come out pretty soon. But before then, I want to give you this video because college classes start back up for me again by next week. And as we know, when the classes start, my upload schedule goes straight to hell. So I wanted to give you guys something to enjoy, so here we are. In an NFL season that has been filled with surprises and a lot of head coaches getting fired, another one has just happened. Yesterday, Monday morning, Sean McDermott was fired by the Buffalo Bills after 9 seasons with the team. Now, I'm gonna be completely honest, when I saw this notification, I was shocked by that. I was shocked. Heading into the playoffs, if he lost to the Jaguars, I thought, okay, maybe he'll get fired. But after that Jaguars game, I think he did enough to keep his job. And after the Broncos lost, I thought he did enough to, keep his job for at least another year, but no, he got fired, so that's something. Yeah, this firing is pretty shocking to me, I'm not gonna lie, because Sean McDermott has been their most consistent head coach they've had for a while now. Dating back to the year 2000, the Buffalo Bills were pretty terrible for a long time and had a very long playoff drought. That wasn't until 2017 when Sean McDermott was hired by the Buffalo Bills and helped them break their long playoff drought, also thanks to a Andy Dalton game-winning touchdown. We don't talk about that here. Despite being a consistent winner and taking the Bills to the playoffs in 8 of his 9 seasons there in Buffalo, the biggest criticism against him was the playoffs. During his time with the Bills, they have suffered a lot of painful playoff losses. The AFC Championship game against the Chiefs, 13 seconds, losing to the Bengals, the missed kick, and the AFC Championship game again. So, unfortunately, that's been one of his biggest hurdles, were the Chiefs, and also his defense falling apart in the playoffs. To be fair, his defenses were injured sometimes, but also, yeah, the defenses did tend to fall apart a lot. Especially this year, the defense hasn't been the greatest against the run, and also they're plagued by injuries. This playoffs, I thought he did a good job recently. Despite the loss to the Broncos, I thought he would at least get another year, but no, he didn't. So the Bills want to go in a different direction. Fine, that's okay. But what is shocking to me is that Brandon Beane is still here though. Brandon Beane and Sean McDermott were both hired in 2017 to rebuild the Buffalo Bills, and they've done a great job. But lately his drafting has been pretty bad, and also his attempt to fix the wide receiver room has been pretty bad also. Ever since trading Stephon Diggs, they've been looking for their #1 receiver, and they have not found him yet. It hasn't been Joshua Palmer, hasn't been Amari Cooper, it hasn't been Brandon Cooks, and it hasn't been Keon Coleman. Nothing's been working recently. It also doesn't help that Brandon Beane gets pretty defensive about that. If I remember correctly, he was on a radio show and they asked him about the wide receiver position, and he did not appreciate that question.
I was just listening to the last few minutes of your show before I came on, waiting on here.
All right.
Sounds like 2018 all over with you guys.
Well, how so?
Well, you guys were bitching in 2018 about Josh Allen. You guys wanted Josh Rosen, and now you guys are bitching that we don't have a receiver. I don't get it. We just go, hold on, let me talk.
And it's being reported that apparently Sean McDermott had a meeting with Beane and Terry Pagula, the owner, and he pointed out the flaws on the roster that were preventing the team from reaching the next level. And apparently Brandon Beane and Terry Pagula were not happy with that assessment. So yeah, it's always a great sign when the GM and owner gets mad at you for pointing out that, hey, this roster's pretty shit, man. When it comes to sports, it always baffles me that the head coach gets fired for the sins of the front office. Do you know what I mean? Like, the GM puts together the most dog shit roster and expects the coach to at least get them a title with that roster, and they get fired for it? Yeah, just a sign of a great organization. We love that. Now, if this report is true, that's not a good sign for the Bills and the fan base at all. Because, yeah, Sean McDermott had his issues in the playoffs, and especially with the defense, but he was a strong leader. I mean, after he got fired, the amount of players that poured out for love and respect for the coach was staggering. It didn't seem like they lost trust in him. They were behind him 100%. And now, after firing Sean McDermott, you need to hit on this next head coach. You cannot afford to mess this up. You have a prime Josh Allen, you better find a coach that can get you to the next level. Because if you don't, this is going to look really bad on the Bills' part. On the same day that Sean McDermott was fired, Brandon Beane got promoted to president of football operations, which means he has full say over all football decisions in the organization, which means that Brandon Beane is going to have his pulse all over the Bills franchise. Now, this might be a huge gamble for the Bills. Now, Brandon Beane had some good drafts, but lately it's been pretty bad. And also, his attempt to fix the wide receiver room has been bad as well. Most recently, he drafted Keon Coleman, who has been a massive bust so far, and is more known for being a healthy and active, and also Cam Newton and that damn cookies TikTok. I swear, they're killing him with that. And based off this report that Beane was not happy about McDermott being critical of the roster, it seems that Beane cannot take criticism. It's not a good sign when the GM does not take criticism well for his poor drafting. And now add to the fact that he's going to be in charge of searching for the new head coach and also in charge of all the football decisions now. Now, this may be a huge gamble. On one hand, this can work out, they can hire the right guy, and Josh Allen can finally win a Super Bowl. Or two, they get no Super Bowl and the window's closed shut. But now it appears that Brandon Beane is now fully in control of the organizations. All the failures will now be on his shoulders. Because if he messes up this head coaching search, and if he cannot get a competent roster around Josh Allen, Buddy's getting fired real quick. Or even worse, he's gonna get fired and forced to play for the Buffalo Sabres. No, I'm kidding, Sabres fans, I'm so sorry. I mean, who knows? Maybe the Sabres are doing well. I don't know. Probably not. I'll check later. They're probably not doing well anyway. So what do you guys think of the firing of Sean McDermott, and who do you think will be the next head coach? Please leave your thoughts down below. But anyway, guys, thanks for watching this video. Please leave a like and subscribe. It really helps out the channel. But anyway, that's it for me. Thank you for watching. I am OneDubs. Thanks for stopping by. Hey guys, this is post-production OneDubs, and this video was being edited and recorded a day before the Bills press conference. So real quickly, I'm going to talk about that. So yesterday, the Bills had a press conference with Brandon Beane and owner Terry Pegula, and the presser was interesting to say the least. The reason they gave for firing Sean McDermott was because they were hitting that playoff wall, but then they would go on to say that the Bills only lost that game because of a couple bad calls, which kinda undermines the point of why you fire Sean McDermott. But my favorite part was the discussion about Keon Coleman. Oh boy, this one right here. So obviously Keon Coleman has not been as advertised so far, and what do the Bills do? Well, Terry Pegula pretty much said it wasn't Brandon Beane's idea to draft Keon Coleman, that was the coaching staff's idea. So he's pretty much saying that they didn't even want to draft Keon Coleman, it was because of the coaching staff they wanted him, which is kind of funny because, you know, Keon Coleman is still on the roster. And also it's proven false because we have clips of Brandon Beane gushing about Keon Coleman, so obviously that was a lie. This press conference was so bizarre, mostly because of Terry Pegula, so yeah, that's it for me.